Good morning, everyone. Just want to go ahead and chit chat a little bit about what we're planning on doing today here on the homestead. You can probably see we're going to plant white potatoes today. We've got two different methods we're going to go with. One of them, people have probably heard about planting potatoes in a straw bale. Well, here on the farm, we actually had a pretty big blunder this year, driven by me. It's one of those things where we actually decided we were going to cut our own hay and kind of do it the old-fashioned way as far as heap it up and cover it. Well, I think I ended up not getting the hay dry enough, ended up getting a little bit too moist, and we ended up creating a very large compost pile that was about 16 by 16, but it's still really loose. So we're going to go ahead and take the opportunity to try to plant some potatoes in the straw, using the straw method, except we're going to use our big blender as far as our hay pile. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and take some footage also showing us just a traditional style of planting potatoes, of actually just hilling them. So we'll till the ground, we'll put the potatoes down, and then we'll go ahead and actually hill it. So those are the two different styles we're going to go with today. Before we get started though, one of the big things you got to look at is you have to actually cut your potatoes. So what we have here is a yellow gold organic potato. So it's a little bit smaller of a potato. The largest one you'll see is probably about the size of a tennis ball, maybe a little smaller, but these have great flavor. They're really good for canning, and we really enjoy them for also breakfast for fried potatoes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this potato. I'm going to show you we've got quite a few different eyes on it. So we've got 3 on this end, little one starting here, another one here, and several on this end. Critical part for potatoes is you want to have at least 2 good eyes. So what I'm going to do is we've got 1 eye here, another good eye right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the knife and I'm going to cut right across here and get ourselves our first potato. Now I'm going to look and see if there's any additional eyes that we can potentially split. Because if you can split these up in 3 and 4 different times, that's what you want to do. In the store, especially like Tractor Supply and all those other little places like that that sell those 1-pound potato kits, they give you a bunch of potatoes that are about this size, and they expect you, I think, to just go ahead and throw those in the ground like it's a seed, like, you know, for peas or sweet corn or something like that. In all actuality, you're kind of wasting your money if you do that. You want to go ahead and optimize it by cutting as many eyes off, or many pieces of it off, by keeping at least 2 eyes. So on this particular one, we can see we've got an eye here, another eye started here, and another one here. I'm going to go ahead and cut and get that portion right there. And then I'm going to look at the rest of the potato. We've still got 2 good eyes here, and we've got a 3rd eye that started right here. So I feel pretty good that that smaller potato that we talked about, I got 3 other potatoes out of that. So we're going to continue on with that. We've got about 30 more pounds to cut up, and then we're going to go ahead out in the yard and start putting them in the ground. So more to come. Thanks for watching. We're back on Shalom Acres. We're here trying to put in our white potatoes a traditional method, which involves tilling and then hilling. If you look to my right, your left, you can see that we've been planting a different type of crop on our property, rocks. This is actually the 7th wheelbarrow that we've actually been able to pull out. And you can, it's weird, it's like a 40-foot strip that we're not sure what was here before, but there's about a 40-foot strip in our 130-foot strip area we're trying to plant that's actually full of rocks. So we're going to continue on with the rocks. But one thing you can see, we'll take some pictures here, the ground itself is looking really well. So it's really clay here, really clayish soil, but what we've done this winter was we actually had a lot of our chickens in this area. So a lot of our meat birds, we let them run in this area. We'd come through and till it or disc it about once a month. We'd let them scratch it and you know, have their manure and everything like that on there. And so far the ground itself is looking really good. So we're excited about that, but we're not excited about the rocks. So we've got quite a few more rocks to go, and then we'll get to planting. But thanks for watching. We'll be back in a few. So we're back. We're actually getting ready to hill some potatoes. You can see in the background we've already hilled 3 different hills, but just want to give a little technique on what we're doing. So on this particular side, is the side that I just pulled enough over just to give me an understanding of where the center of the potatoes is going to be at. Because our potatoes are planted 12 inches apart, and our rows are going to be 18 inches apart from crown to crown, as far as from crown to crown on the hill. So what I'm doing here is I'm just pulling up a little bit of dirt to allow me, so when I come from the other side, because this is going to be on the other side is where I'll actually make take most of the dirt. So on this one again, I'm just going to pull a little dirt over, just enough to cover up the potatoes. And then you'll see I'll actually take most of the dirt from over here on this side, dig down, and actually what creates the hill. So that way you always keep on your one side your heavier portion of the dirt, so that way you can make your higher hill, but you know where the center is based on that small hump that you started with. You can see you can make a nice hill really easy. The other part is we're on a slope here, so if we need to water potatoes, which hopefully we won't have to because we'll have good ground cover over them, you can look in the background. We're actually using a lot of the hay that was left over from our animals. So typically animals only eat, anywhere from 75 to 80% of a round bale. So what we've been able to do is we've actually decided to go ahead and take that extra hay that they're not eating, pull that in here with the tractor, and then from there we're able to go ahead and reuse that. We want to be able to get all the best we can out of the money we're paying for stuff, and it just seems like a great way to reuse it and recycle it, and then that allows it to go back into the ground. So that's it from today for planting white potatoes. Thank you very much for watching. Shalom. Here, we've already cut the potatoes, and now all we're going to do is just start sticking them in about every 14 to 15 inches, just kind of going in a crisscross pattern across the hay. So we're expecting to hopefully be able to put about 10, maybe 12 pounds worth of potatoes in this area, and hopefully, if our yield's good, we'll bring back over 100 plus pounds, hopefully in the middle of the summer. So again, that's what we're going to do. We'll show you some video footage of that. You can see it starting to break down though. It's got quite a bit of moisture in it. So what we're really doing is, instead of having to hill your potatoes or put them in some kind of raised bed and cover them up, what we're actually able to do here is just create a kind of a nice flat spot. Make sure your eyes are planted up so that way they'll grow in the right direction. And then we just cover them up. Just give them a little pat. And what's so nice is, like I said, in the next few days we're going to get some rain, and that rain's going to come down and it's going to compact this a little bit more, ensuring it has good contact. But we've roughed up probably the top 18 inches of this hay, so we're really expecting the rain to compact it and then really give us what we need. But we want to make sure we've got nice loose hay at first, knowing that the rain's going to come in, because that will allow the actual vegetable to have the best opportunity for growth. So we're going to do this, and just thanks for watching. Shalom.